So the filming starts. 7 days into the filming, a drive-by shooting happens right in front of the cast and crew.
I said, listen, man, either Jerry goes or I go. And he looked me in my face and said, I can't get rid of Jerry. That was the end of me and Eazy-E's relationship.
Yeah, this is yet another charge for Suge Knight related to the movie Straight Outta Compton. This time he is accused of texting a death threat to the movie's director.
Straight Outta Compton isn't just a fan favorite and certified classic. It also earned critical acclaim and crushed it at the box office.
Across the street from your mama house right now. Cause if I don't show up, they gonna show out.
But behind the scenes, the making of the film was anything but smooth. From real-life drive-by shootings on set, to hiring actual gang members for security, and even Suge Knight causing chaos by running someone over and killing them, it was a wild ride. Let's dive in. At first, the Straight Outta Compton set was all good vibes. You had legends like Ice Cube and Dr. Dre involved behind the scenes, and a cast that looked like they were born for their roles. There was a genuine excitement in the air, especially with Ice Cube's own son, O'Shea Jackson Jr., playing his father on screen. It was like a full-circle moment in hip-hop history. Then you had R. Marcus Taylor stepping in to play Suge Knight, a tall order considering Suge's real-life intensity. But Taylor brought the energy and presence needed to pull it off. Everything seemed like it was lining up for a movie that could actually do N.W.A.'s legacy justice.
Those who know the song, raise your hand. Okay, so I want to say about half the crowd. The other half who needs to hear it a couple times, raise your hand.
But of course, no production is without its bumps. One of the first minor waves came in the form of casting drama. People started side-eyeing the fact that Ice Cube's son was playing him, whispers of nepotism started floating around, and even Jimmy Kimmel joked on his show, asking Ice Cube if O'Shea even had to audition like everyone else.
So when I told him, I said, I want my son to play me, he almost lost it.
Yeah.
He was like, Cube, damn, man. I thought we was making a real movie. What you mean? I said, dude, I would not ask him, I would not put him in this position if I didn't think he could do it.
But truth be told, O'Shea didn't just walk onto that set. He worked his way up, putting in 2 years of acting lessons just to prepare for the role. Cube didn't hand him the job. He earned it. And he wasn't the only one trying to land a role. Dr. Dre's eldest son, Curtis, also auditioned to play his dad but didn't make the cut. Then there was Lil Eazy-E, the son of the late great Eazy-E, who tried out to play his father too. He didn't get the role either, which sparked a little buzz online. TMZ even reported that he was upset about it, but Lil Eazy cleared that up later. He said there were no hard feelings. In fact, he decided to help instead. He personally worked with Jason Mitchell, who got the role, coaching him and walking him through his father's energy, lingo, and story. Jason even went out to Compton and spent time at Eazy's old house, soaking in every detail he could to make sure he delivered something authentic. As production ramped up, the team decided to go all in on authenticity. That meant shooting real scenes in Compton, the same streets that birthed N.W.A. But that decision brought its own set of problems. Compton's not just a landmark in rap, it's still very much active when it comes to gang territories. The filmmakers knew that, so they chose to steer clear of the east side of Compton entirely. That part of town had deep-rooted affiliations, and as Arnold White, a longtime friend of Eazy-E, explained, they didn't have a pass to come in our hood. That territorial tension may have been the spark behind a drive-by shooting that occurred early into production. It went down right near the Compton courthouse in August 2014, shortly after filming began. Gang signs were reportedly flashed, and then bullets started flying. Thankfully, none of the cast or crew were hurt, but one innocent bystander was hit. That shook everyone up.
Right, so the filming starts. 7 days into the filming, a drive-by shooting happens right in front of the cast and crew. I guess a group of men standing outside the Compton courthouse were flashing gang signs at a passing car, and then the car turned around and just opened fire.
That's Compton.
Filming in Compton, as real and powerful as it looked on camera, started to stir up old rivalries. People were talking. Gangs in the area were getting agitated. And just being there with cameras and trailers brought heat the crew didn't anticipate. The filmmakers had to sit down and start negotiating with local sets, basically asking for permission to keep filming in their neighborhoods without issues. Dr. Dre, to his credit, started making moves to ease tensions. He donated football uniforms to local schools, gave away Beats by Dre headphones, and announced that his royalties from his Compton album would go towards building a performing arts center in the city. But even with all the goodwill, it still wasn't enough to keep the peace completely. To help calm things down and keep filming from spiraling into chaos, the crew brought in CLE Bone Sloan. Bone was a known affiliate of the Bloods and someone who had earned respect in the streets. He'd also worked in Hollywood before, even appearing in Training Day, so he knew how to walk both sides. According to a later lawsuit, his responsibilities included recruiting known gang members to appear in scenes as extras, keeping things authentic on screen and safe off screen, and making sure filming didn't cross the line in gang-controlled areas. But Bone had a long and personal history with Suge Knight. Their beef wasn't new. It had been simmering for over a decade, and one of Bone's key assignments was to keep Suge away from the production at all costs. It was a move that, looking back, may have lit the fuse to a tragedy nobody saw coming. Fast forward to January. The crew had just wrapped shooting a promo at a Compton barbershop called Holiday Styles, and everyone was heading off for lunch. They parked their trailers along North Bullis Road, a Piru territory, not the friendliest turf. Out of nowhere, Suge Knight rolled up in his unmistakable red Ford F-150 Raptor. For anyone who knew the history, that red truck might as well have been a war siren. Dre's people were on edge immediately. According to Bone's own account to the police, things got tense fast, but surprisingly, Suge came in peace, at least at first. He calmly approached Kibo, Ice Cube's head of security, and said something that caught everyone off guard. "I come in peace. I didn't come down here to start no problems, that's why I came by myself. I just want to request a meeting with Cube. It doesn't have to be today." Cabo, according to an interview he gave Esquire UK, said Suge seemed level-headed, not hostile, just looking to talk. An anonymous insider later claimed Kibo told Suge that any payment owed to him for his likeness in the film would be sorted out soon. It looked like things might actually end on a calm note, but that hope didn't last long. Bone showed up and immediately got in Suge's face. The two started exchanging words, and just as it looked like fists might fly, the sheriff's deputies intervened. Suge backed off and left. At least, it looked like that was the end of it. But then came a phone call that changed everything. Suge was on his way home when he got a call from Terry Carter, a respected local who wore many hats. Carter had a background in lowriders and had co-founded a record label called Heavyweight with Ice Cube. He was one of those street-connected figures who still kept ties with Hollywood. Terry told Suge he wanted to help, said he could mediate and smooth things out between Suge and the production team. They agreed to meet near Tam's Burgers on West Rosecrans Avenue. They talked through their car windows, Suge in his red truck, Carter in his vehicle. But once again, Bone appeared. Word is, he followed Suge there, and he came in hot. He jumped a fence and started attacking Suge through the driver's side window. It was chaos. In the struggle, Suge slammed his truck into reverse trying to escape, but in doing so, he ran over Bone's legs and tragically crushed Terry Carter, who had stepped out of his car. Carter didn't make it. He died on the scene.
The video obtained by TMZ shows the January 29th incident where Knight's truck apparently runs over the two men. The truck backs up, hits one man. Seconds later, the truck comes back and runs over that man.
The entire incident shocked the industry. Terry Carter's widow, Lillian Carter, filed a wrongful death lawsuit against Universal Studios, Dr. Dre, Ice Cube, Tam's Burgers, and others. Her claim was that all these parties should have known how dangerous it was to have Bone and Suge anywhere near each other, that someone was bound to get hurt. And that wasn't the only lawsuit flying. Suge Knight hit back with a legal bombshell of his own. He accused Dr. Dre of actually plotting a hit on him, claiming Dre paid someone to take him out, which according to Suge, is what caused the entire incident. According to Suge, it all stemmed from a financial agreement gone sour. He claims that Dre had once promised him 30% of all his earnings for life.
Basically, Suge is saying that he had a lifetime management deal with Dre, where he would get 30% of everything that Dre made in entertainment over the course of Dre's life.
That included a piece of the massive $3 billion deal when Apple bought Beats by Dre back in 2014. But instead of honoring that deal, Suge says Dre tried to act like the contract never existed. And rather than pay up, Suge insists that Dre allegedly took a darker route, trying to get rid of him permanently.
Dre did not pay Suge the money, and Suge says that he basically disavowed the contract and then wanted to kind of get rid of the problem.
In one of Suge's more recent interviews from behind bars, he doubled down on that claim. He said Dre paid one of the security guards working on the movie set $20,000 to get rid of him. That hit, according to Suge, was supposed to go down at Tam's Burgers, which is what sparked the confrontation in the first place.
He gave guys some money. One guy got a check for $20,000, and he went to the bank to cash it. When they asked the guy, why did you get a $20,000 check? He said, because he gave me $20,000 to kill Suge Knight.
Suge says he didn't show up there looking for trouble. He was just trying to protect himself. He claims what happened after wasn't murder, it was self-defense. In his words, he didn't mean to kill anyone, he was just trying to survive.
And you get spooked and can't do the job, and somebody get hurt, somebody even lose their life by accident. So do that mean I'm supposed to go to prison?
Now, of course, a lot of people have brushed off Suge's story as just another telltale, but interestingly, not everyone doubts him. One of Suge's longtime allies, a guy named D-Dog, backed him up. D-Dog said Suge had a strong feeling something was off, which is why he never got out of the car that day. He believed he was being set up, and when things escalated, he panicked and hit the gas, leading to the fatal accident that killed Terry Carter.
And I want to clarify, you know, always saying, oh, Suge got out the car, you know, this, that, and the other. Suge smelled the setup when he pulled up. When he saw was out there like Jim Bob, Marvin Tola, Marvin Kinsey.
And that wasn't even the first time Suge says Dre tried to take him out. According to Suge, the first real attempt on his life came in 2014 at a pre-VMA party thrown by Chris Brown. That night, Suge was shot 7 times.
Right before that happened, I got shot 7 times.
But somehow, against all odds, he managed to walk out of the club on his own 2 feet. He was later rushed to the hospital but miraculously survived.
There was a pre-VMA party in Los Angeles, and a rapper by the name of Suge Knight got shot 6 times and had to be taken to the hospital after that took place.
He's fine.
Suge Knight. Suge Knight.
Suge says that after he found out Dre was allegedly behind that shooting too, he decided he couldn't let it slide anymore. That's what led him to confront Dre on the Straight Outta Compton set, setting the stage for what would eventually turn into that tragic day at Tam's. Then there was the behind-the-scenes drama involving F. Gary Gray, the film's director. Reports claim that Suge had sent Gray multiple threats during filming, calls and texts warning him about how he was being portrayed in the movie. When Gray testified in court, though, he said he didn't remember getting any threats, but the deputy district attorney Cynthia Barnes wasn't buying that. She suggested Gray was lying out of fear. Here's where it gets downright eerie. You'd think all the drama surrounded the real Suge Knight, but the actor who played him, R. Marcus Taylor, ended up getting pulled into the madness too. Taylor was by all accounts a good dude, laid back, polite, and professional. But the deeper he got into Suge's role, the more his life started to mirror the chaos. Before all the drama and chaos, R. Marcus Taylor was just a kid with a dream, not of Hollywood fame, but of becoming Superman. That dream pushed him into martial arts at a young age, where he developed a serious passion for discipline, power, and control. His early years were spent training hard, watching action flicks, mimicking fight scenes, and trying to turn himself into a real-life superhero. And it wasn't just a hobby. Taylor stacked up an impressive list of skills: Taekwondo, Capoeira, Muay Thai, Hapkido, Kung Fu, boxing, Judo, Ninjutsu, and Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. He earned a black belt in karate and became a certified KRU in Muay Thai. By 1994, he was the New Jersey State Taekwondo champion. By 2010, he had claimed the title of Super Heavyweight Champion at the Muay Thai Warriors Cup. Discipline was everything. His martial arts background taught him control, respect, and how to center himself, skills that he carried with him into adulthood. And eventually, they opened the door to Hollywood. Taylor's love for action films led him to the entertainment world, where he leaned into stunt work and physical roles. He wasn't a trained actor in the traditional sense, but his physicality gave him a lane. Then came the offer to play Suge Knight in Straight Outta Compton, and everything changed. It was a breakout opportunity, but also a beast of a role. Suge Knight wasn't just a character. He was a living, breathing storm of controversy, danger, and legend. And for Taylor, portraying him became all-consuming. He would reprise the role in 2016's Surviving Compton, Dre, Suge, and Michelle L, playing Suge a second time. That's when things really started to unravel. Taylor admitted he had no idea what method acting even meant when he took the role. The director explained it like this: stay in character all the time. On set, off set, in your car, at lunch, you're Suge Knight 24/7. From then on, everyone addressed him as Suge, not Marcus. It blurred the lines between acting and reality.
The director, he comes up to me and he tells me, I want you to be a method actor. And at that time, I didn't know what method actor meant. I don't care if it's my mother or your mother or I don't care who it is. You be Suge.
And Taylor committed to it, but that level of immersion caused real-world problems, especially when he ran into Dr. Dre and the Doc again. Dre had met Taylor before and was actually excited to see him, but Taylor, deep in Suge mode, responded in character. Dre was furious. He reportedly wanted Taylor off the project immediately, but instead of getting fired, Taylor found his stock rising. Ironically, Dre's anger helped convince everyone that Taylor was the perfect Suge.
After Dre got so off, he had a meeting. He was cursing that thinking he gonna disrespect me in my set. Yo, I don't know what y'all, he need to go.
Yeah.
He don't disrespect me in my day. This is a family set.
Yeah.
And he gonna act like that to me?
Still, that success came at a price. After filming, things didn't just go quiet. Instead, Marcus Taylor's life began spiraling. On August 9th, 2017, he allegedly got into a physical fight at a Carrabba's Italian Grill in Greenbrook, New Jersey. Reports said it all started over an argument with the restaurant manager. At some point, Taylor reportedly punched the man in the face. Then things escalated. Witnesses claimed he struck a woman on the side of her head and even tossed another employee during the chaos. Taylor would later say it was all self-defense. He was jumped in the parking lot. But that incident was only the beginning. 2 weeks later, on August 24th, Taylor made headlines again, this time at a TD Bank in New Jersey. He reportedly got aggressive with staff over a debit card issue, and the situation quickly went off the rails. According to witnesses, Taylor became so hostile he threatened to kill one of the employees. Police were called, and when they arrived, he squared off in a fighting stance, ready to throw down. Officers hit him with pepper spray and arrested him on the spot. He was charged with terroristic threats, obstruction of justice, and disorderly conduct. It was a public spectacle that painted the picture of a man unraveling under the weight of the very character he once embodied. But despite all the behind-the-scenes madness, Straight Outta Compton became a massive hit. The film pulled in over $201 million at the box office on a budget of just $28 to $50 million. Critics praised the performances, the raw storytelling, and how it captured the rise and fallout of N.W.A. But while everyone else cashed in on the film's success, Marcus Taylor didn't share in the glory. Instead of riding a wave of stardom, he faced court cases, financial struggles, and a tattered reputation. Some say the role of Suge Knight derailed his life. What was supposed to be his big break became more like a breakdown. And after all the dust settled, it's hard not to wonder if Taylor would ever play a character like that again. And Suge Knight, well, he's still locked away, serving a 28-year sentence for voluntary manslaughter after the Tams Burgers incident.